The Dallas Mavericks are headed to the Western Conference Finals, their second Western Conference Finals in 3 years. Luka Doncic led his team to a 17-point comeback to finish off the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6 games, winning 117-116 on Saturday night, as the Dallas Mavericks will now face the winner of the Game 7 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Denver Nuggets. Doncic was magnificent once again. He finished the game with 29 points on 9 of 15 shooting. He had 10 rebounds to go along with 10 assists. It's his 7th playoff triple-double of his career and his 3rd in a row. The other big contributors for the Mavericks, Derrick Jones Jr. He was once again big for the Mavs. He stepped up in a huge way. He had 22 points on 8 of 13 shooting from the field, and he was 4 of 6 from deep. And he also had an insanely clutch bucket over Chet Holmgren with 1:12 left in the game. PJ Washington hit some clutch free throws at the end to seal the win for the Mavs, and Kyrie Irving had 22 points as Irving improved his record in closeout games to 14-0, the best mark in NBA history. One of the most incredible stats out there. I called this Mavs team special last week, and just when it looked like the Thunder were going to force a Game 7, the Mavs find a way to pull out this win. I said that the Mavs were going to make the Western Conference Finals before the start of the NBA playoffs, and here they are. Now just 4 wins away from their first NBA Finals appearance since they won it all in 2011. Real quick, guys, before I continue with this video, do me a solid, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button for more Mavericks and NBA content just like this. It is greatly appreciated. You look at this game, guys, the OKC Thunder, they spent nearly the entire game in the lead. They had a late second quarter run, which put them up by 16 at halftime, and then their lead peaked to 77-60 early in the third quarter. It was not looking good for Dallas, but then the Mavericks, they chipped away and they had the game all tied up midway through the fourth quarter, and then that's when we had a crazy back and forth affair. 5 lead changes in the final 5 minutes. The game ultimately came down to a challenge. Down 116-115 with 3 seconds left, PJ Washington attempted what would have been the go-ahead 3-pointer, but he was fouled by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder challenged the foul. The Thunder ended up losing the challenge as Washington made his first 2 free throws. He intentionally missed the third, and that forced OKC to scramble into taking a full court shot with 2.5 seconds left, which wasn't even close. The Mavericks close out their 2nd straight series at home in Game 6, and it's just special how the Mavericks have gotten here, guys. I mean, most analysts said that this duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving wouldn't work, it would fail, and now here they are, going to the Western Conference Finals together. Most criticized the Irving trade. ESPN gave it a failing grade, and then, they criticized the PJ Washington trade, and they gave that a failing grade as well. And of course, how many people absolutely bashed the Mavericks when they tanked their final 2 games of last season, missed the playoffs, but by missing the playoffs and doing what they did, it put them in a much better position as this team is going to the Western Conference Finals. Oh, and by the way, the Mavs, as a result of that, were able to draft Dereck Lively II. And how huge has the rookie been for this team? Dereck Lively II finished Game 6 with 12 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists on 5 of 6 shooting. He was absolutely stellar. And he was seen looking up to the sky. A very emotional visual right there, as Lively then posted a story that read, "Love you mama, miss you mama, just sit back and watch." Awesome stuff. And Luka Doncic spoke highly of Lively. He said he was amazing. You see plus 25, plus 26 in a playoff game. It's insane. He's doing this while being a rookie. He has unbelievable potential, and I'm just glad the Mavs drafted him. The Mavericks, they ended up being just way too big for the Thunder. Now, guys, before we continue on with today's video, I quickly want to shout out our sponsor, BetUS. BetUS is an awesome sports book that I've been using all playoffs long, and I've been riding these Mavs. These Mavs have not disappointed me. I told you in the last video to take the Mavericks money line in Game 6, and they pulled it through. And I'm definitely going to be continuing to ride the Mavs during this Western Conference Finals. So guys, you can get on the action, join BetUS. We're also giving away $125 in free play. So the first 5 people to DM their account to me, showing their account number on X, will receive $25 in free play. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. So when you look at the series, guys, a couple of big things that ended up being the real difference makers for the Mavericks winning the series. First, you look at the rebounding. The final rebounding tally for the series, Mavericks 271, Thunder 243. I mean, Dallas, they feasted on second chance opportunities. And this was just an important sequence of the Mavs' Game 6 victory. And it came via rebounding. 4:23 remaining, Dallas down 4. Kyrie Irving misses a jumper, but Derek Lively II rebounds it, and he was fouled. He made the first and missed the second, but then Washington rebounded his miss and then tied the game on a 3-pointer. So rebounding was just absolutely pivotal for the Mavericks. And I mean, that's something the Thunder are going to address this offseason for sure, getting some size, because they were pulverized by the Mavericks, just size inside. And obviously that was going to make them a handful to deal with during these playoffs. And then the other thing, you talk about, Washington and Jones Jr. had a huge series as well. Those were the X factors in this series. I mean, Washington shot just 31.4% from three-point range this season for the Mavs. Jones is a career 31.6% three-point shooter. In this series, they combined to shoot 33 of 76. That's 43.4% on three-pointers. That's huge. That's a big difference in a tight series like this. And if the Mavs are going to beat, either the Nuggets or Timberwolves, they need their role players like Washington and Derek Jones Jr. to continue to deliver, because if they just rely on Luke and Kyrie, it's going to be awfully tough going against one of those two teams in the conference finals. So the Mavericks, guys, they move on, and it's been fun watching this team play. And I love the continuity. You see it. These guys love playing with each other. The chemistry is just getting better and better each game. They're growing stronger during this postseason. They're finding different ways to win. And one last thing here, guys. Remember how this series started? Mavericks blown out in OKC, Thunder up 1-0. The Mavericks were never afraid. They knew that they were going to end up winning the series. I think Luka was on the bench smiling while that happened. And what do you know? The Mavericks, they could have closed this thing out in 5. Took them a little bit longer. They beat the Thunder in 6. The right team won. The Mavs, clearly the better team. They made it interesting there at the end, though, as they had to come back from a huge deficit. But all in all, the Mavericks, they're moving on through, and it's going to be great to continue to cover this team in the next round. So guys, let me know your thoughts. Hit a like on the video. Mavs Nation, how you guys feeling? The Mavs going to the Western Conference Finals. Hit a like, subscribe. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.